Hey everybody, it's William Henderson, and today we're discussing possible GPS failures, if we've ever had one happen to us, and if not, scenarios that could happen, and what we should do. So the only time I've ever had a feature go out where the 430, the Garmin 430 that I fly, actually have an error message pop up was an ADSB fault. The ADSB was having an issue, and it displayed a error message saying that ADSB in or out was not working. So that means it wasn't broadcasting my location, and I was not picking up other aircraft with ADSB. At the time, it simply just said ADSB and then a whole bunch of letters and numbers to identify the code of the error message. So going forward from that, I just made sure I stayed out of any airspaces that ADSB would be required. Around where I fly, the biggest one would be Austin's Class Charlie airspace. Obviously, I'm out of a Delta, and it was a training flight, so we were just out to the east of the airspace. It wasn't a big deal. Just made sure we stayed away from Austin, and going forward from there, we took a picture of the fault. After the flight concluded, we landed, went and talked to the mechanics, showed him the error message. He wasn't able to work on it. He doesn't specialize in avionics. So we took it over next door to Central Texas Avionics one of the following days, and they were able to fix it. As far as what they did, I'm not too sure. Going forward from that, other possible failures that might be a little bit more of a big deal would be the RAIM function of the 430. RAIM stands for Receiver Autonomous Integrity Monitor. So all that means is that it calculates constantly the amount of satellites that is feeding it good information. In order to have RAIM, you need a minimum of 5 satellites. And in order for RAIM to be able to identify and kick out the bad satellite, you need at least 6. So all that means is basically on a precision approach, it will be able to calculate how accurate that approach is with the satellites, and if the satellites aren't feeding it good information, it will be able to exclude that satellite from the calculations. If you have a RAIM failure, you should instantly go missed. I mean, no questions about it, especially if you're past the final approach fix. It's instantly go missed to your missed approach point, and figure out what to do there. So either wait for a new satellite link to happen where RAIM's back and you can continue the approach, or just start looking at alternate options that aren't solid IFR. Those would be the main things that I could see happening. Other failures could be like an electrical failure where you just lose all electrical. In that case, that's completely different. I mean, yeah, you've lost everything at that point. And then from there, you'd just be looking for a good place to land, probably a Gulf airspace if you had no other options. Another scenario that's happened that I actually thought was pretty interesting was our chief pilot. They were flying the Duchess, and they had a complete electrical failure, and it was actually pretty smart on her half, and it's good to know. She had a complete electrical failure, could not contact anybody, and she had her Zulu 3s with her phone connected. She called us, told us what was happening, because she had no way to identify if her gear was down. And then she also called the tower and let them know what she was doing. And I thought that was pretty smart. The new technology in the headsets is pretty awesome, so you can just make calls off your headset and they can hear you and you can hear them. So she just called tower. They made sure the airspace was clear for her. She did a low approach. Everything was good. Came back around and landed the aircraft. Besides that, hope y'all are having a good day, and see y'all later.